Hello friends, myself CA Vijay Mittal. I welcome to all of you at your own YouTube channel, Professional Gyan Kendra. Friends, we are meeting again with a new video on the new topic. And the name of the topic is Reverse Charge under GST Regime with the frequently asked questions. Friends, I will also use the name of this topic in my upcoming videos. And before telling about those videos, I have to discuss it at right now. So please listen it carefully. फ्रेंड्स, सबसे पहले हम डिस्कस करेंगे रिवर्स चार्ज क्या होता है. आफ्टर दैट वी विल डिस्कस टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई एंड वी विल डिस्कस अ फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस रिगार्डिंग द रिवर्स चार्ज. सेक्शन 2 सब सेक्शन 98 ऑफ द CGST Act 2017 defines the reverse charge. Friends, in normal case, the liability to pay tax is upon the supplier of the goods or services. But under reverse charge, the liability to pay tax comes upon the recipient. Means a person who receive the goods or service will be held liable to pay tax under reverse charge. Section 9 subsection 3 of the CGST Act 2017 and section 5 subsection 3 of the IGST Act 2017 defines the notified goods or services that had been notified by the central government in consultation with the GST Council that will be taxable in the hands of the recipient under reverse charge. Notification number 4/2017 in case of goods and notification number 13/2017 in case of services. Section 9 subsection 4 of the CGST Act 2017 and section 5 subsection 4 of the IGST Act 2017 defines if a purchase has been made from an unregistered supplier by the registered buyer. In that case, liability to pay tax will come upon the registered buyer. He has to pay tax under reverse charge and he has to make self-invoicing. And in self-invoicing, he has to mention all the details that are mostly mentioned in the tax invoice, like serial number of the bill, date, name of the supplier, and quantity details or other details that has to be mentioned in the invoice. In case of interstate purchase or sale, he will pay IGST, and in case of intrastate sale purchase, he has to pay CGST or IGST as the case may be. फ्रेंड्स, हम डिस्कस करते हैं फ्यू क्वेश्चंस. व्हाट विल हैपन इफ अ कंपोजिशन डीलर मेक परचेजेस फ्रॉम एन अनरजिस्टर्ड डीलर, whether he has to make self invoicing or not? Answer is yes, he has to make self invoicing, but a composition dealer will not be eligible to take ITC of the GST paid. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रेंड्स, हम डिस्कस करेंगे whether a tax paid under reverse charge will be eligible for ITC for the buyer. Answer is yes. The person who makes the payment under reverse charge, he can take credit of the tax paid, means he can claim ITC of the tax paid. The tax which is paid under reverse charge has to be paid in cash only. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रेंड्स, हम डिस्कस करते हैं what will happen if an input service distributor wants to purchase from unregistered dealer. Then what will happen? If an input service distributor wants to purchase from unregistered dealer, in that case he has to convert himself under normal scheme, means he has to take registration as a normal taxpayer. Only in that case he can make purchase from the unregistered dealer and can take ITC of the taxes paid on purchases. One more question friends, I would like to discuss with all of you. What will happen if a dealer deals exclusively in the goods on which tax is to be paid under RCM, whether he is required to take registration under GST or not? As per notification number 5/2017, the person who is dealing exclusively in the goods on which tax is to be paid under reverse charge, that person is not required to take registration under GST. The question I want to discuss with you friends, if a person make imports of goods or service and has to pay IGST, if he has to pay IGST, in that case whether he can use for the payment of tax under reverse charge ITC available with him. The ITC available with the recipient or the buyer cannot be used for the purpose to make payment of the IGST. फ्रेंड्स, अब हम डिस्कस करते हैं व्हाट विल बी द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई इन केस ऑफ रिवर्स चार्ज. सेक्शन 12 सबसेक्शन 3 of the CGST Act 2017 defines the time of supply in case of goods. Section 13 subsection 3 defines the time of supply in case of services. First of all, we will discuss friends what will be the time of supply in case of goods. In case of goods, time of supply will be earlier of the following dates: date of receipt of goods or date of payment, a date immediately after 30 days of issuing the invoice. इन तीनों डेट में से जो अर्लियर डेट होगी दैट विल बी द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई, एंड द डेट ऑफ पेमेंट विल बी अर्लियर ऑफ date of entry makes in the books of the recipient or date of actual amount debited in his bank account, whichever is earlier. मीन्स जिस डेट को बायर ने अपनी बुक्स में एंट्री की और जिस डेट को उसके अकाउंट से पैसे डिडक्ट हुए, द अर्लियर ऑफ द टू विल बी टेकन एज द डेट ऑफ पेमेंट. We take the example here friends. For example, if the date of receipt of goods is 1st June 2020 and date of issue of invoice is 10th June 2020 and date of issuing a check is 15th June and date of actual amount debited from his account is 20th June. Now the date of payment will be earlier of 15th June and 20th June. That is 15th June. That will be taken as date of payment. And date immediately following after 30 days from the date of issue of invoice is 11th July in this case. As date of issuing of invoice is 10th June and 30 days will be completed on 10th July and one day after that will be 11th July. Now the earlier from three dates will be 1st June 2020. Means 1st June 2020 is the date of receipt of goods and 11th July 2020 is the date immediately after 30 days from the date of invoice and 15th June is the date of payment. The earlier of three date is 1st June 2020. That will be taken as time of supply in case of goods. If by any reason any of the dates is not determined among these three dates, in that case time of supply will be the date of entry make in the books of account of the recipient. And now we will discuss the time of supply in case of services. Time of supply in case of services will be the date of payment or a day immediately after 60 days from the date of issue of invoice, whichever is earlier. इन दोनों डेट्स में से जो अर्लियर डेट होगी दैट विल बी टेकन एज टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई. इफ बाय एनी रीजन among these two dates cannot be determined any date, in that case date that is mentioned in the books of account of the recipient will be taken as time of supply. Friends, section 9 subsection 3 defines the supply of goods or services that has been notified by the government in consultation with the GST council, that will be taken as supply on which tax will be paid by the recipient under reverse charge. There are few goods I would like to discuss. There are many goods or services, and it is not possible to discuss each and every service or goods through the video. So I also make a article on the same topic, and you can take a thorough study from there. I will discuss here a few goods or services which are liable to tax under reverse charge, and the recipient is liable to pay tax on these. Friends, I would like to discuss about some goods which are liable to be taxed under reverse charge, and tax has to be paid by the recipient only. For example, cashews, nuts, tendu leaves, tobacco leaves, raw cotton, extra, all these goods in which supplier will be the agriculturist and the recipient will be the registered taxable person, and he is liable to pay tax under reverse charge. There are also other goods which has been mentioned in table 1 by the government in consultation with the GST council, that can be discussed through the article written by me, and you can find that article at our blogger by the name of Professional Gyan Kendra. Friends, now I would like to discuss some services which has been mentioned by the government and notified by the government in consultation with the GST council. Those will be taxable under reverse charge, and recipient is liable to pay tax. Section 9 subsection 3 of the CGST Act 2017 define those services that has been notified by the government in consultation with the GST council, that tax has to be paid on these services under reverse charge by the recipient. We can take the example of GTA services on which tax will be paid under reverse charge, and you can take the thorough study regarding the GTA services from my earlier videos, and you will be able to know much about GTA services. So I'm not discussing about GTA services here. You can take another example of advocacy services or legal services provided by an advocate or a senior advocate or a law firm. In this case also tax has to be paid under reverse charge. Who will be the supplier in case when a services is provided by a lawyer or a law firm or a senior advocate? In this case, supplier will be an individual advocate or a senior advocate or a law firm. The recipient will be a business entity located in the taxable territory of India. In the same way, arbitrary services provided by the tribunal. In this case, supplier will be the tribunal and the recipient will be a business unit located in the taxable territory of India, and that business unit has to pay tax under RCM. In the same way, we take another example. A sponsorship service is provided by any person to a body corporate or a partnership firm. In this case also, tax has to be paid under reverse charge by the body corporate or the partnership firm, because these are the entities which are located in the territory of India. Friends, now I would like to discuss some additional services that has been notified by the government in consultation with the GST council, on which tax has to be paid under reverse charge and IGST has to be paid on these services as per notification number 10/2017. Section 5 subsection 4 of the IGST Act 2017 defines the additional services on which tax is to be paid under RCM. If a person located outside India, means a non-taxable territory, a person belongs to a non-taxable territory and providing services to a person who is in the taxable territory of India, in that case tax is to be paid under reverse charge and IGST has to be paid. In this case, the supplier will be a person who is supplying services from non-taxable territory, and recipient of service will be a registered person in the taxable territory of India. In the same way, if a person is providing service in relation to transportation of goods by vessel to a person in the taxable territory up to customs station, in that case Supplier will be a person who is in the non-taxable territory of India, and the recipient will be a person located in the taxable territory of India, that will be considered as importer. In these cases, tax has to be paid under reverse charge and IGST has to be paid. With these words, friends, I would like to say thank you for watching the video. I hope that it will be useful and informative to all of you. For any query or discussion regarding this topic, you can drop me a mail at camittal02vijay@gmail.com. We will meet again with the new video on the new topic. Till then, namaskar, dhanyawad, sat sri akal.